Welcome Math 107 students to the lesson activities for lesson number 6. We will continue with lesson activity number 4 and lesson activity number 5. So lesson 4 says 1 Snickers bar and 2 Reese's peanut butter cups contain 737 calories. 2 Snickers bars and 1 Reese's peanut butter cup contain 778 calories. Find the caloric content of each candy bar. So that's where I will tend to focus my first line of thought right here, where we have the statement, find the caloric content of each candy bar, because that's what I'm being asked to find. So that gives me a clue as to how I define my unknown quantities in this problem. So I'm going to let X, you could let it be any letter you want. I'm going to let X be the number of calories in a Snickers bar, 1 Snickers bar. And now because I'm in lesson 6, I get to use another unknown, the number of calories in a Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay. Now, when I look at my definitions for these unknown quantities, if I do it correctly, I should be able to go in and circle a word that describes a quantity. And notice both of these definitions have the word number in it, which is definitely a quantity. I should also be able to underline the unit. In this case, it's calories. So now I know that I've met the definition of each unknown variable using a word that illustrates a quantity, and I've also included my units. Now I have to find 2 different equations that tell me what is equal to what. So I look at my first sentence and I definitely see a what equals what. I see that 1 Snickers bar, which is 1x, and 2 Reese's peanut butter cups, 2y, equals 737 calories. Because remember, X is the number of calories per Snickers bar. So, and Y is the number of calories for each Reese's peanut butter cup. So in this case, we know the actual number of Snickers bars in Reese's peanut butter cups, and the calorie content for those number of candy bars adds up to 737. And similarly, I can look at the second sentence and I can translate that to be 2x to the equation 2x plus 1y equals 778. So this is the system I have to solve. And remember, we looked at 2 techniques, the substitution method and the addition method, or some people call it the elimination method. Anytime I have a system of linear equations and I can find a coefficient of 1 in front of either one of my variables, I will choose to use substitution. So x equals 737 minus 2y. So I just solved this first equation for x by subtracting 2y from both sides. Now, everywhere that I see x in my second equation, I will replace it with 737 minus 2y. So I have 7 times 737 minus 2y equals 778. So 2 times 737 is 1474 minus 4y. I use my distributive property. Oops, I forgot the plus y up here. Plus y equals 778. I combine like terms and I get 1474 minus 3y equals 778. Now I subtract 1474 from both sides. and I'm left with negative 3y equals negative 696. I'm almost home. Divide both sides by negative 3, and I get y equals 232. So let's go back and see what y was. Y was the number of calories in a single Reese's peanut butter cup. And my question, or my statement, said find the caloric content of each candy bar. So I go back to one of my original equations. Let's take this first one here. So we had x plus 2y equals 737. And now I substitute for y, 232 calories. And now I solve for x, which is the number of calories in a Snickers bar. So x plus 464 equals 737. I subtract 464 from both sides, and I will get 273. So now my interpretation is just writing my sentence to say there are 232 calories in a Reese's peanut butter cup, and 273 calories in a Snickers bar. I hope this problem didn't make you too hungry. I had intended to do both questions 4 and 5, but there's students outside the room waiting to get in. So I'll do another video for lesson activity number 5.